الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد, on this 22nd day of the month of Ramadan of the year 1438 after the Hijrah, coinciding with the 17th of the month of June of the year 2017 CE, Common Era, we greet you all with the greeting of Islam, and we say to you all, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As we welcome everyone that is present to our actions are judged by their finality seminar, increasing during the last days and nights of Ramadan. So we welcome you all here to R.E.D.A in Baltimore, Maryland, as we have with us today as our guests our esteemed shuyukh, our esteemed teachers, Sheikh Farouk Post, Sheikh Abdul Rafit Stevens, and Ustad Abu Anas Abdul Bari Hussein. And we would like to take the time to express our gratitude to our guests that have favored us with their presence, and to speak well of our brothers so that we can become familiar with them. As we recall the statement of Sufyan al-Thawri, may Allah the Exalted bestow expansive mercy upon his soul, عند ذكر الصالحين تتنزل الرحمة. When the righteous are mentioned, mercy descends. So in this regard, we have our brother Sheikh Farouk Post. May Allah the Exalted preserve him and bestow his mercy upon him and increase him in all that is excellent. We first met Sheikh Farouk Post just about a decade ago in the holy city of Mecca, in the honored city of Mecca, when we were there for a brief study with several of the scholars at that time on the Al-Basira seminar. And Sheikh Farouk was one of the individuals that had hosted us during that time, and he was a student in Al-Qura University at that time, and was a fresher student at that time, but he has matriculated much since then. And he has had the opportunity to learn from scholars that we wish we had the opportunity to have sat with at length, or others that we simply missed that we wish that we met and could have just been in their presence for a period of time. So, as example, from his teachers, the renowned hadith scholar Sheikh Wasiullah Abbas, may Allah preserve him, as he is one of the premier professors in Al-Qura University, and he heads the hadith department at Al-Qura University. And those who achieve higher studies degrees in hadith at Al-Qura University, that only occurs by way of the authorization of Sheikh Wasiullah Abbas. May Allah preserve him. And he is also a teacher in Masjid al-Haram, in the sacred Masjid in Mecca. And he is also appointed by the kingdom as a mufti, as a deliverer of edicts, fatwa, as it were, at Masjid al-Haram. So our brother Sheikh Farouk has had the opportunity to study with him at length. As well, Sheikh Muhammad ibn Adam al-Ethiopi, also a great hadith scholar and both of them are from the fuqaha, or from the jurists of our day. He's had the opportunity to study with him at length as well. Both fortunately and unfortunately for myself, I have not had the opportunity to learn directly from Sheikh Wasil Abbas. May Allah preserve him. I've only had the opportunity to learn from him indirectly by way of an online course that I took with him, but I didn't have the opportunity that Sheikh Farouk Posef had. And with Sheikh Muhammad ibn Adam in Ethiopia, he's had the opportunity to study with him at length for years and years. And I've only had the opportunity to take a portion of Sahih Muslim from him and to sit in one of his classes on the Alfiyat ibn Malik. But Sheikh Farouk Post, he is a personal student of both of them for years on end. As well, Sheikh Abdul Rahman Ajlan, may Allah preserve him, who is also a teacher, as Sheikh Muhammad bin Adam as well. They're all teachers in Masjid al-Haram, in the sacred masjid. Sheikh Abdul Rahman al-Ajlan, may Allah preserve him, is from the fuqaha of the day. And all three of them are from the senior scholars of the day. And Sheikh Abdul Rahman al-Ajlan, may Allah preserve him in his righteousness. He is from the individuals who uphold the fast of Dawood alayhi salam to current. And this means that every other day he is fasting. And this is, of course, outside the month of Ramadan. This is his norm. And when we met him and learned this of him, he had to have been in his 70s at that time. And this is almost 10 years ago when we had the opportunity to meet him and take a portion of Jam' al-Ulum al-Hikam from him. May Allah preserve him. So he must be in his 80s now, and he's still upholding this level of righteousness and dedication to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Sheikh Farouk has had the opportunity to study with them as well as other than them, and he has remained in Al-Qura University not just through the Arabic program, but he has remained until he has obtained his bachelor's in Hadith Sciences from this university, and he's gone further and obtained his master's degree in Hadith Sciences, and he is currently a doctoral candidate in the sciences of Hadith. May Allah preserve him. May Allah preserve him. And he would not like that we share what we are about to share. But we must come to understand the level and quality of people of knowledge that we have in our country. Some years back, he was offered an official seat in Masjid al-Haram, in the sacred masjid, to be one of the first English-speaking scholars to have a chair appointed to him in Masjid al-Haram in Mecca. Alongside our brother, as we do know this part, alongside our brother and our Sheikh Tahir Wyatt in Medina. May Allah preserve him. Sheikh Farouk Post was offered that seat in Mecca in Masjid al-Haram. But due to his humility, he declined, even though many scholars kept encouraging him to take the seat and all the benefit that would come out of that for the English-speaking world of many different cultures, not just American and British culture and Canadian culture, but all English-speaking countries or all people who speak the English language, as English is one of the main mediums of communication in the world today. And we have our brother Sheikh Abdul Rafit Stevens. May Allah preserve him, as he is a dear friend of ours, and perhaps he would not like us saying this either. But again, about 10 years ago, during the time that I was an imam in Atlantic City at Masjid al-Furqan, he was living in Utah. And he was offering us assistance from Utah. And he was very diligent, and I never met him. He would call, and he would follow up, and he would ask questions and things of this nature. He was very diligent, very persistent. And him and his family, they offered their assistance. They wanted to promote the classes that were going on at the time and connect people and things of that nature. So they did that. And they started what became at that time Knowledge for Success, as they coined it. And they would open up the Pal Talk room. No one uses Pal Talk anymore, right? But they open up the Pal Talk room. Fahim doesn't know what that is, Allah Musta'an, huh? and they would manage the room for us, as we had classes at that time, foundations of the Sunnah, conditions of the prayer, and different classes that were going on. Ma'alim fi tariqi talab al-ilm, signposts upon the path to seeking knowledge, different classes that were being taught at that time. They took responsibility for managing the broadcast of all of that. So they handled all of the live broadcasts through Pal Talk. They had a live teleconference line. They opened up an email address and would take questions and answers and advertise what was going on. And eventually a website developed from this called Knowledge for Success. This is all due to the favor that Sheikh Abdul Rafid has over me. And he was very excited to be able to study. So eventually Allah blessed him with the opportunity to be accepted into the Islamic University of Medina just a few short years after that. And Allah knows best, maybe due to his sincerity at that time and his effort in supporting knowledge and his people at that time, maybe because of this Allah opened up the doorway for him. And he was accepted as a student in the Islamic University of Medina. And he matriculated through the Arabic program. And at a time, he was considering whether to go into the College of Hadith, prophetic traditions, or Sharia, Islamic law, and fiqh, jurisprudence, and usul al-fiqh, and legal theory. So he chose Sharia. He chose Islamic law. And he did well in that regard until he recently graduated from the University of Medina just some months ago. And from his mashayikh, our Sheikh Ali Nasser Al-Faqihi, may Allah preserve him, who was once my sheikh that I learned from, but now his sheikh, Sheikh Abdul Muslim Al-Abad, Sheikh Abdul Razak Al-Abad, may Allah preserve them both, and many of the scholars of Al-Madinah, Sheikh R.E.D.A, Jabari, and other than them, they are all from his teachers. And of course we have our brother, Ustad Abdul Bari Hussein, who is here with us today. And he'll be speaking just in about a half hour from now or so. And Ustad Abdul Bari, may Allah preserve him, he is from those that have excelled much with very limited opportunity. And being in a situation where some of his freedoms were removed from him for a period of his life. During that period of time, he studied diligently the Arabic language and studied it till he became proficient, and we may even say fluent in the Arabic language, learning quite possibly over half of the Quran during that period of his life. And then his freedoms are returned to him. And then Allah raises him, and he's made to be Imam of Masjid Umar, Imam of Masjid Baytullah. And Allah blesses him to have the opportunity to travel. So he travels back and forth to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to learn knowledge and learn from his teachers. And he travels back and forth to Egypt to learn from the scholars of Egypt as well. And he's been maintaining this habit for the past 4 years or so. And Allah continues to bless him and increase him and bestow his favor upon him, to the point where he has now been granted opportunity to study more at length and more consistently. So these are our friends, our brothers, our mashayikh that we have with us today, that we'll be taking the time to learn from. So we ask all of you for your attention, for you to give them your best, as we have no doubt that they will give you their best. And just reviewing today's itinerary so that we know what we have to look forward to. Today at 4 p.m. we will have our brother Ustad Abdul Bari Hussein lecturing Then we will have the Asr prayer when he completes. And at 5:30, we will have a Sheikh Abdul Rafi Stevens. And then at 6:30, we will have Sheikh Farouk Post. And we look forward to all of them, and especially Sheikh Farouk Post, as we understand that he has a very healthy PowerPoint presentation prepared for us. And after his lecture, it will be close to Maghrib, so we will close and we will break the fast together and dine in together and pray together in the evening. And then tomorrow, Sunday, the 18th of June, the 23rd of Ramadan, at 3 p.m., we will have an open panel discussion and a question and answer session with all speakers who will still be present with us at that time. And we will have that open discussion until Asr tomorrow, and then that will conclude our seminar. So this is what we have to look forward to. We have approximately 26 minutes until our brother Ustadh Abdul Badi begins. So again, we thank all of you. We welcome all of you, and we look forward to a fantastic adventure. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.